Alright, so I'm excited about this project. It's something totally new. I'm not experienced in this at all, so I figured I would get this going so you could see how someone who has no idea what they're doing put this thing together. This is the Shapeoko 3, and I'm going to be putting it together. I have a project in mind, and I will take you along this process as we go. So I've got the instruction manual here on the laptop before me, and I just received the package, so I will be putting it together. Let's get to it. First off, I would like to say Carbide 3D, the company that I ordered the Shapeoko 3 from, has been most excellent in communication since I bought the product. They've sent me emails letting me know it's shipped, sent me emails letting me know how to prepare to set it up, how much space I would need, sending me links to videos on how to learn the program, sending me the download links right away so I could download the program. I had a couple questions for them. I emailed and they responded within the next day. They've been a really solid company so far, and I would like to thank them for that. So here's one of the links they sent me on the assembly guide, and they have a very well put together guide right here on their site, and I'm going to be using this as I unpackage my box and put it together. So like I say, this isn't a how-to video. This is more of how hard is it for a dummy to do this. Me being the dummy, of course. So I've got a 2-foot bench here. I'm going to use this to set it up. This is probably going to be where it resides, where I'll do my cutting. So I'll open the top of the box here. Let's see what we got. Ooh, looks like we have a box inside of a box. Oh man. There we go. Wrestle that off of there. Wow. And there again, pretty much what they sent me on the email. I'll download software links and other links to get started. Alright, we got it all unpacked here. Now it's just a matter of unpacking it from these boxes. Very well constructed aluminum rails. Ooh, look at that. Fancy. Okay, so it's nice that these plates are pre-assembled. Saves me some work. The tools, extra screws I'm going to need to put it together, some safety stickers, even comes with a Sharpie. Some cables, USB, power, the router holder, power supply, and the brain. Okay. I'm going to use these little corner pieces they gave me to stick under here and keep this off the ground so I can get my fingers in there. There we go. It says there are 18 screws in the bag, but we only need 12 at this point. Begin installing the leveling feet in the corners of each end plate. Aha, leveling feet. I didn't know it had leveling feet. Look at that. Okay, they don't show a picture of this process, but I'm going to assume they go in the corners like it says. Whoops. Okay, let's see what's next. Preparing the plates. Uno, dos, tres. Okay, now my plate looks like theirs. I think. There were springs too, though. At their widest position. Rotate the nut clockwise until the screw is at the bottom of the point of rotation. They showed it put together, so I assumed I was falling behind. I think I might have to go get some real wrenches. These are kind of hard to deal with. You rotate the nut counterclockwise, you risk loosening the bolt connection. Okay. So, rotate the nut clockwise until the screw is at the most bottom point of the rotation. So they're all the way down the bottom. Bottom being this side here. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. They say the ones on this plate should not need to be adjusted, so hopefully I didn't mess those up. So all these are the same. Looks like we used this one with the logo. For the main one here. I get this put together. Looked like I had everything going correctly. So, they didn't mention this, but these bolts should be facing the opposite rail to make these loose. This rail. So now it should slide on very easily. There we go. Okay, just tighten this until that bolt gets, until the belt gets tight. It's about as tight as I can get with my fingers. There we go. Okay, I'm satisfied with the way that seems to be. Now, the springs. Not exactly sure where the springs are supposed to go. There we go. That must help with the weight of the router. Okay. Should mount this guy. Let's see. Was I supposed to mount this to that first? Huh. Sure seems like that would have been easier. Huh. Well, I don't see that written on there. Let's do this one more time, shall we? These seem to be appropriate. I understand when you do something 100 times, it's hard to remember all the steps for the person that hasn't done it before. Okay, now we got that going how it should be. Looks like we gotta get these rails on here. Okay, so if you don't read through these first, you end up with this. My problem, I saw that assembled and thought I got behind, and so I tried to assemble it myself without going further. Well, further down here they actually show you how to assemble the X and Z carriage. So that's good. Another example of that is, let's see, here is they install the plate. After the plate is installed, miraculously, so is the router holder, and doesn't tell us which screws to use. Here is another case of, hey, the board is on. They haven't told us how to do that yet. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to tell us later, so I'm going to keep on going and worry about that later. So we slide this on the rails. According to the directions on these boxes, should be about right to support this. I'm trying to figure out why I smell coffee. I'm starting to think the guys that package this thing drink a lot of coffee. I keep smelling coffee. I don't think it's me, because I don't drink coffee. There we go. So, these are in the same little baggie that I got the screws to mount this. That wasn't on the instructions. Figured that was pretty safe since they've been pretty organized so far. To assume that those were for that. So I think we're good there. We have some obvious slack in our system. It's all free floating. I think it's about to tell us how to fix that. Belt clips. Underlapping belt. Run it through here. Okay. So I'm going to put this within 1/4 inch of the frame, where that should be able to reach. A little more. One more click. Too much. There we go. Appears to be about right. Make sure we're getting our interlockingness happening here. What they want. Yep, interlockingness. There's that one. I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Use this little Allen wrench, pull it up through here. Okay. I might have it way too tight. Okay, so this belt, we're gonna run, I think, instead of feeding it through there, I'm gonna run over it like so. And that seems to be fairly simple. Equal amounts on either side. Seems like a good idea. And let's see if we can't take the smallest one here. Oh, there we go. Huh. And now, maybe I'll grab it. This one. There. 2-ish inches over here. And now, I'll go this way and this way. And 1/4 inch finger tight. So, I'll give some. That's looking pretty close. Let's see if I can manage this. I mean, how strong of fingers are we talking about here? Got it. Next, it says to remove the shroud on our controller. We'll find a bag containing 3 rubber grommets. Sure enough, there they are. And our 2 screws. Alright. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, seems as though I have made a error. They are different. This one has the mounting screws. So, yeah, not very smart. Okay, I fixed my boo-boo. I got this rail back over here where it needs to go. Don't make that mistake. That's a big time killer. And I can mount it the way it's supposed to go. Okay, so I've labeled all of these so I don't get them mixed up. My 2 Y's and my Z and my X. That way when I get them all in that can, it won't be confusing. Okay, now we have all the plugs through the can and through the grommet. Z. Now we get our 2 shorties in here. Y and Y. Okay. Alright, so I found their instructions for the limit switch installation. We have our screws here. We have our plates. Z-axis plate. We use the single screw. We're going to make it this guy right here. Run this guy through there like so. And a washer. And a nut. Oh, there are many lock nuts. No wonder. Probably going to need a wrench for that. Okay, so we have that like so. Grabbing the wrong one. There's that one. There we go. There's that one. Okay, so we got our last switch here. It appears it goes on the outside of the plate. Okay. There's the limiting switch for that guy. So we got our switches all running in here. Okay. Looking at it from this angle, so yeah, over here, from side X, Y, and Z. Ta-da! Slide the gentry to the front so that both Y plates are touching the front plate. Shazam! While holding against the front of the machine, tighten the front of the Y rails. 8 total. There we go, holding the Y rails up against. Okay, now systematically begin tightening the 8 bolts on the gentry. Work your way from left to right, going back and forth, X pattern. One. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After it's been secured, slide gentry to the rear of the machine and tighten the 8 screws while keeping the gentry pressed against the rear plate. Okay. Now here I am adjusting the eccentric nuts on those Y plates to make sure that the wheels are riding on the track nice and tight. The instructions didn't say when to do this, but I realized very quickly it would have been much better to do this before installing the belts. I think it is finished. y'all. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful. I'm going to go ahead and post links in the description to the directions I was using and the ones I found for the limit switches that weren't included in the first set of instructions. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some other projects with this that I have in mind, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate your comments and thumbs up. Thanks again.